This is the Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, a reasonably priced mid-size plug-in hybrid SUV that in my experience is very good at handling day-to-day duties. But today is not about the day-to-day. I've come all the way to Mitsubishi's 1,000-hectare proving ground in the north of Japan, and today I'm going to be doing some things in this car that you mightn't think are possible or even legal, and in some cases they're not. Now, you might not think that the Mitsubishi Outlander is much of a hardcore off-roader, and especially when it is specified with the PHEV plug-in hybrid powertrain, even less so. So I've come to Japan to put that myth to bed. This is the Tokachi Proving Ground in the north of Japan, and it's probably the worst / best time of year to be here because it's springtime and the thick snow is starting to melt, and the off-road course at Tokachi is thick, horrid, greasy mud. Possibly one of the most challenging times you could drive around it. And I'm here to prove that this car, hopefully, has the off-road ability to get around. Now, it's a plug-in hybrid, it means it's got a petrol engine at the front that generates electricity for 2 electric motors, one on the front axle, one on the rear. But it's not quite like every other plug-in hybrid. It almost never sends direct power to any wheels from the petrol engine. It's all done electrically. So that gives this car a much more versatile way of sharing its power around all 4 wheels. And it's a bit disconcerting, to be honest, because first of all, it's completely silent, or almost completely. You've got those electric motors dealing out torque very cleverly using all the all-wheel control systems, and unlike a conventional off-road vehicle, when it starts to get a little bit slippery and struggle for grip, you plant the throttle and it makes loads of noise and revs up and finds grip and power, and that's how you get through. But in this, you put your foot down and there's a lot of sort of crunching from the ABS and some other strange noises, and it's just almost magically finding power and grip where I just didn't think there would be any. And the other thing which is interesting about this car is I'm following a Pajero, and that breakover angle, or its maximum roll angle, is about 45 degrees. Not sure I'd be trying that any day. But interestingly, in this car, the PHEV, it's actually an even bigger degree angle, and that's because the battery is so low down in this car, the centre of gravity makes it a lot more stable. I'm not going to be trying that today. I'm quite happy to take the Mitsubishi engineer's word for that. The other thing I really want to mention about this car is sometimes you come to proving grounds and off-road courses and they've sneakily shod the thing in some very specialised rubber. Not the case with this car at all. It is completely standard, even down to the tyres. It has a summer grade tyre on it. There's another Outlander PHEV behind me that has winter tyres, mud and snow tyres on, but I didn't want to drive that and do the video for this because this is the true test. This is the tyre we get in Australia, and it's a right-hand drive version, and it's not even a pre-production. This is exactly the car you could get from an Australian Mitsubishi showroom. And I have to say, it's very impressive. I mean, really, I did have a little opportunity to drive this car in Australia, a pre-production version, but it was on a relatively mild off-road course, but the key to that was it was completely bone dry. This, I honestly never thought we'd be given the opportunity to unleash the PHEV in such horrid conditions. But it is responding with very, very surprising, very impressive grip. And even, well, with the exception of that bit where it bellied out, quite comfortable too. There are 7 different drive modes in here. Today, you probably won't be surprised to hear that I've gone for the absolute most hardcore mud setting, but it's a very capable vehicle, and doing something like this, it really does inspire me with a bit more confidence in its off-road ability. But let's not forget, this is the very same model that Mitsubishi Australia's CEO Sean Westcott drove across the Simpson Desert, and that car had only a slight modification, some bash plates, that kind of thing, but it made it. And we all know that is one of the most grueling tests you can throw at an all-wheel drive vehicle, and just today is only adding to that incredible potential. I'm very pleased to say that after an excellent and eye-opening visit to the Tokachi Proving Ground in Japan, the Outlander has never deserved its boot badge. Oh Christ. Okay. All right, that is very, very boggy. Now, when you really need full power and traction, the engine will cut in, as you could hear then, but otherwise it's negotiated this entire course up to that point on pure electric only. Obviously this generation Outlander PHEV has got a bigger battery, but you only need to call on petrol and electric together when it gets very tough indeed. Very happy to say that the Mitsubishi Outlander has never more deserved its model name. So as a testament to Mitsubishi build quality, I'm now in one of the prototype, well, it's not a prototype, it's a development mule, which has done, I'll read from the odometer here, 286,357 miles. This car has had a hard life. And what better way of honouring its hard work and service to Mitsubishi is to put it through a motor car now. Why not? Lovely old tired suspension, bit of serious layoff oversteer there. Can't turn the stability control off. What a dear old machine. I feel so guilty about doing that to a car that's done so many miles of hard work, but it's all in the name of science. This is the extremely low low friction brake test. That first was just on all four wheels. This is the split mu, which is amazing actually. You've got excellent grip on the tarmac side and virtually none like ice on the tiled side. Even though this car has done about 1 billion times to the sun and back, still actually drives surprisingly well. With the exception of a lot of Hokkaido mud, that car was exactly the same version as the one you'll find in Australian showrooms, including its Bridgestone summer grade tyres and as new condition. This is also a Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. And now I'm going to show you exactly why it's very different. Why its paint is scratched, why the interior is a bit tired, and why the wheels look like that.
With the driving mode now switched to gravel, the Outlander is ready to take on yet another terrain. Its relaxed suspension and accentuated attitude made the 500,000-kilometre Outlander a complete joy to throw into corners, back off the throttle and allow the tail to swing round in a graceful, predictable manner. Hard braking couldn't phase the excellent stability either, with the AWD system sharing brake force around each corner and enabling a smooth line to be adhered to, despite the constantly changing surface. I never thought I'd say it, but perhaps there already is a little rally art magic in this Mitsubishi.
After finding out exactly what this car is capable of doing, I'm almost a little saddened to know that a vast majority of the cars on the road in Australia will never do anything even close. But like that teacher I found out was an MI5 agent, I'll never look at this car in quite the same way again.